as he's making the move that you made a couple of years ago?
I mean, I just tell him to be confident. I mean, his tools are outrageous. Dude's long, dude's athletic. You know, he has so many gifts, and right now I'm just trying to give him the cheat codes, like anything that I noticed at my time, playing tackle in terms of maybe he can communicate something a certain way or take a step a different way, stuff like that. And so just bringing him up to speed as fast as possible.
Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? It's your boy, Foster King. Thank you guys always, man, for liking, sharing, subscribing. The channel is growing, and honestly, couldn't do it without you guys. Last week, only gave you guys one video. I was getting ready for a few shows. If you guys follow me on Twitter, Instagram, you guys know that I'm a musician. Like, I don't stop working. So whether it's coaching kids, making music, I'm going to keep creating, but I'm always going to be here for y'all because, honestly, this is my passion. I love ball. I love the Cowboys. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the Cowboys till I die. That's what I'm going to do. OTA Week 2 recap. Got a few things to talk about. Got some insight on a few players. And we're going to start off with Tyler Guyton. But before we do that, I would be remiss if I didn't pay my respects to Larry Allen. He passed away in Mexico. Very sudden, 52 years old. And, man, all I can say is, man, hug on your loved ones, hug on your people. You just never know. I was listening actually to an interview of Tyler Smith talk about Larry Allen and just the respect he had for him. I think the respect that the whole NFL had for Larry Allen. Very quiet guy, just went about his business, does the right things, did the right things. And so to see that he's gone, I mean, you can't write the story of the NFL without Larry Allen. So rest in peace to him. All right. Let's kind of change the mood. Let's talk some guys up and coming. And let's talk about Tyler Guyton. So Tyler Smith in that same interview said, listen, his tools are outrageous. And some of what I'm hearing from some people on the inside, obviously pads aren't on, but they have said that his bend and his footwork is even better than what the Cowboys expected. And he's farther along than what the Cowboys expected. And to me, that's what you wanted, because you're also pairing him next to a guy in Tyler Smith who I think we all will agree will probably be a top 5 guard next year, and he was kind of like one last year. And so now you talk about the footwork, the bend, but I think the one thing that people will see throughout OTAs, throughout minicamp, which is coming up this week, the length is just what you can't teach it. And so rushers are going to have to come with a plan throughout games, and he'll struggle at times. He will. But rushers are going to have to come with a plan throughout games to get through his body, because I just think trying to run around him and use speed rushes and things like that aren't going to work. So I think that's really cool that he's already off to a hot start. Julius Wood, it was reported last week Trey Lance is running the second team, who he's actually still building, and that'll be another topic. But Julius Wood gets an interception. Julius Wood, East Carolina safety, has the length, a vicious hitter. It's crazy. For the longest, the Cowboys needed safety help. I mean, love Barry Church to death, but like that slow player in the box. I mean, there was a time when, like, this isn't a knock on Barry Church, Jeff Heath, but like when those are your safeties, now you have a riches of safeties and athletes on the back end who can play. And I think that Julius Wood is going to be another one of those guys added to this list, man. Like, small school gym, has the length, very physical. And I always say this, even if it's OTAs, you'd rather be making plays than not. So the fact that he's getting his name called, that's pretty cool. Let's talk about Trey Lance's consistency. Todd Archer reported he's running the second team very well. He's looked very good. I just think that Trey Lance is going to be his job to lose as far as the number 2 quarterback behind Dak Prescott. Also, like I said, I can't reiterate enough how much I love him and Dak's relationship, how much I think that Trey is going to learn from just being a pro's pro, from being around Dak Prescott. And I think that it's really cool. They're not in no secret competition. They're not. Trey's just happy to have just to be on a team, to be honest with you. And I think that he's approaching it right, and it's cool to see that he's making plays. And preseason, for this reason, is going to be fun for content creators and for fans. Number 4, so I was 100% draft receiver. Like, I thought that this receiver class was generational. But year 2 of Brandin Cooks in this Mike McCarthy offense, and now that CeeDee Lamb isn't in the building at this moment, he will be. Justin Jefferson got paid today. We'll talk about that. But I think that Cooks and Dak might actually have a better year. Cooks still has his speed, y'all. It's been reported. Every reporter that's out there watching the OTAs, he still can run. I think the first 6 weeks of the season kind of hurt Cooks because you got to remember it's a new offense and Brandin Cooks is coming over to a new team. So he wasn't in his bag, but as the end of the year started to come, if we just erase the Green Bay game where he got roughed off, in my opinion, the corner routes, the seams, the deep digs, Cooks was really getting in his zone, and I think that he could build on that this year. And at number 5, one of my 5 thoughts, man, Eric Kendricks says some things about there might possibly be some early confusion on the defense. And to me, that's great. I want to hear that because that's why you signed Eric Kendricks. If you're trying to install a new defense without a guy like Kendricks and the way that these linebackers played last year, I think that's where things could have been a complete disaster. New coach, new defense, you don't have a buffer of a player to kind of ease the scheme in, I think it could have been bad. But you know what? You do have a buffer of a player who, to me, when he signed with the other LA team, the Chargers, his last year at Minnesota was really good. Brandon Staley and the Chargers were a dumpster fire, so it's kind of hard to judge that year. But I do think that he can still play. Now, how many games he plays, we'll have to see. But I do think that he can still play. And he even said, this is some of the best talent I've ever been around. So I'm very, very excited, guys. OTAs, week 2 recap. That's what I got. What are you guys hearing? What are you guys seeing? Quick nugget also. CeeDee Lamb is going to get paid. Justin Jefferson was paid today. I do think that CeeDee Lamb deserves to get paid just as much as JJ, only because you're not paying him for what he's done. I know that JJ's numbers are a hair better. You're not paying him for what he's done. You're paying him for who he's going to be. I was consistent. Love Amari Cooper, love Michael Gallup. CeeDee's better than both of them. I'll say this, and I truthfully believe it. CeeDee is the best 88 that the Cowboys have had, and to me, it's not close. He hasn't played his best football yet. He can be used in so many different ways. He can do so many different things. So I just think that the contract is coming. According to Josina Anderson, it's actually the contract talks are being ramped up. So he's going to get paid, y'all. We're not going to stress about that. So anyway, it's your boy Foots, guys. OTA recap week 2, minicamp coming up. And then we'll be on that lull for a little bit, but I think it's going to go fast. And then mid-July, training camp. And then just like that, we'll be in preseason. It's your boy Foots as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing.